How's it going, Scrub Gamers? It's your boy Scrub Games coming at you with a juicy new piece of content for you to enjoy. But before we do get into the topic of the video, I just want to let you know how you can help support the channel, and that is by checking out Firestorm Games using my affiliate link in the description box below. Because Firestorm Games offer a whole host of products for almost every kind of hobby there is, be it Dragon Ball Super, Pokemon, One Piece, you name it, and they'll likely have it, and at some quality prices too. So just make sure to click the link below and check them out to see the whole host of products they offer while helping support the channel. And also, remember, there's another way to help out the channel, and that's by dropping a like, leaving a comment on the video, and best of all, hitting that subscribe button to keep up to date with my content when it drops. Because I'm still on the road to 1k subs and looking to hit that by the year's end. But now we've got all that sorted, let's dive into the topic of the video.
So, Scrub Gamers, as the topic of the video suggests, the question I'm asking is, what is the fuss with Fusion World? Because, as we all know, pretty sure everybody knows, is that Bandai did a whole little thing with a countdown and didn't really put any information about what it was going to be regarding. Just a countdown, had to wait a week just to find out, and it turns out it's a new game. It's yeah, basically a brand new game, like a reboot, but in a more simplistic version because I would say everybody again, but most people understand that with the current version of the Dragon Ball Super card game, it's it's simple enough, but it's simple enough to get, but it takes time to actually get into the game and learn. And then Bandai don't make it easy with like really complicated rulings and contradictory stuff, where they just don't actually. I don't like. I've heard people say they play test and stuff, but I don't think they really do because they've made so much. Like considering this game is run by a huge company, the amount of erratas before the set's even released, like in set 21, we had a fuck ton. We had, I think it was like double digits. You shouldn't have double digits for erratas in your game, and it even goes into other games like One Piece and Digimon. They have a ton of erratas before the set's even released. You got contradictory rulings where they update the rule manual, and then update it incorrectly, and then that causes confusion, which then leads to players going really into the wording on things to try and break cards, break the game. And just for a big company with these amount of issues, like it shouldn't be happening. There should be a QA department for the game to basically check it. Like translation issues is an issue as well. You'd have thought that such a big company would have someone that's like translating the cards properly and double check. Like think about it, double check. This doesn't seem right. Are you sure this is the right, like how this is supposed to be worded and things like that? But they just simply seem to do so. And given that they've done this for the whole, like since the game's beginning, like product early, making decks and cards that are just ridiculously powerful. They shouldn't have been printed, and then taking fucking ages because they print cards wait so long, so far in advance that they print things to deal with the cards like too far out when it's too late, and then by the time we've got them, they have to hit them because they realize it's not working, and it's just been a really bumpy road since the beginning of this game, and it just seems like the whole time we've had all these issues where Bandai just been fucking up left and right. It seems like they've kind of given up a little bit regarding trying to actually correct the game and fix it, and just gone, you know what? We've released two other games like Digimon and One Piece, very casual games that are not as complicated as Dragon Ball, but not as fantastic mechanically. Like Dragon Ball is probably the best game out, best card game regarding its mechanics. It's like how it plays, the mechanics of the game are fantastic. It's the best I've ever seen in any card game, and I played quite a few. But the problem is like the just complicatedness, like it's overcomplicated because of how Bandai make it. Like it doesn't need to be complicated, and Bandai don't help with like the translation errors and things like that. So they've decided to not scrap the game and reboot like they've done with apparently many times before with Dragon Ball games. They've decided to create a new version of the game, but a more simplistic version, similar to like a bit more similar to One Piece and Digimon, where it's just simplified, dumbed down, quick, like fast games, so you don't have to take forever playing games, um, and also as well make it very like as simple as possible. Like take some of the like great parts of Dragon Ball, simplify it, and then basically remove like keep out some of the things that make it a bit more complicated for players, which is where like the golden questions mainly come from, which is like the counters and stuff. So they decided to do that, put it into this game, and then rebrand the games. So releasing both the games alongside each other, so still continuing the game we currently have, and making this new game which they've called Fusion World, and renaming the current Dragon Ball Super Card game Masters. So you have the one we have currently, which is going to be rebranded as Dragon Ball Super Card Game Masters, and a new one which is going to be called Fusion World. Now they're not compatible at all, even though I think it did seem like they're going to be compatible. You can't play Masters cards, like the current cards in the new game, and you can't play the new cards for the new game in Masters. Like they're not compatible at all, even though they play similarly because it's basically different, like the same game, just split to make one more simple, and the other one just as it is. They're not compatible at all. So it's not like with a PlayStation where you can put like a previous PlayStation game, like for PlayStation 3, put PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1 game in to play it. You can't do the same with this. And I know it did cause a lot of uproar because it brought back the like almost all the death sayers. Like we've had people saying this game has been dying since like set 3, and we're in set 2022. That's a lot of years and a lot of sense for people to continuously keep going. The game's dying when it's still going through, it's still going strong. But because of the new game and people think they're going to release this game since this game does well, they're going to scrap Masters. Then yeah, people are going to keep saying that. We keep hearing that. We've heard it for so long. I think majority of people just trying to like manage to just tune them out and just ignore it. But this looks more like there is potential for that compared to other times when people just say it for the sake of saying it. So I just wanted to go through and have a look and see what the fastest fusion was, because I did quit and stop playing just before this announcement because I just fed up a little bit and yeah, just wanted to move on a bit. But then yeah, it's such a good game, Masters. It pulled me back in, especially with the new Gogeta deck, which kind of hyped me. And I didn't really look into this properly, Fusion. I saw what it is and saw the death saves and just ignored it and carried on. But I just want to go through it and kind of get my first like proper thoughts on it. So they got a whole page, like a website dedicated to it, which is cool. So it releases in early 2024. So that's quite cool. We got a little bit of wait. I think it's in February it's meant to come out too, but we can learn about it. So we've got it. So based on current game rules, Dragon Ball Super Card Game Fusion World will provide more intuitive card battle experience and can be played in tabletop or digitally. And I think with this as well, they did release like ages back a to do a beta, like people get on the beta to kind of try out digital client because they're trying to design it. They said they're going to design it, and people were like iffy about if they actually were going to keep the word and do that, and they eventually did. Pull out beta, and you could sign up to basically be a part of it, to test out. A lot of people did. I thought I didn't get a ticket for it because I signed up, but I have two different emails. One for my channel, my brand, ScrubGames, and one for my personal use. And I think I signed up. I couldn't remember which one I signed up for. I think I might sign up with both for just one. So I kept checking the inbox and stuff. Checked those. Never found it when everybody was getting their notification emails about it. And I didn't end up taking part of it because I didn't get the email. But it turns out after like a few months after, I realized that I never ever checked my junk, even though I should. Never checked it, and it was just sitting in there, the email to say, you basically here's your like stuff you need to take part. So I could have taken part, but because I didn't use my emails that often and I don't check my junk that often, I missed out. But they did that, and people seem to love it, like enjoy it. That there is digital client, it worked quite well. and there is huge hopes that we're finally going to get a digital client for the Masters game. And Bandai decided to just go, you know what? It's too well, in layman's terms, well, too long didn't read. They basically said they used all the bullshit about they can, it's too complicated to implement Dragon Ball Super card game Masters into a digital client, and so they're gonna basically just they created this new game and made a digital client for that to kind of like as it was a little bit easier. Basically, they couldn't give a shit. They couldn't work it out because it's so complicated with Masters with like the mechanics, trying to implement some of the more difficult stuff into it. They just fuck it. We're not gonna bother with that. We're just gonna basically create a new game and build for this. And yeah, even though you've done the beta we tested, we promised there were going to be a digital client for this game. We're going to scrap that and just do it for the new game. So what the new game is going to have is going to be a physical card game and an online and a digital card game, and then Masters just to stay as a physical card game. But one of the nice things is it has super aggressive card game enhanced by two systems. So it's got Awakening. So it's got the same thing as the current game where it's got Awakening, where you got your leader cards, still have your leader, and you awaken, flip it over. So when your life is reduced to less than half, the leader card awakens, and the battle is accelerated by power up in a tight situation. Meaning that you do the same as in Dragon Ball. When you awaken your leader, you're stronger because you gain power. Like you go from majority of the time in Dragon Ball, you go from your leader being 10k to 15k. But I think in this one, we've seen examples of it going from 15k on the front to 20k on the back. So like you get a power up, and you get better effects on the awaken side. So it's good to keep in that the awaken mechanic. And also the ever strong mechanic to keep is the combo. So you combo the joint forces, combo the defend, and gather the power of your friends and strike the final blow. And as they show, um, at least in Dragon Ball Masters, it's an almost unrealistic, potentially 100k combo power, and that is possible sometimes. But it's just having 10 cards that are all plus 10ks in your hand just to combo with. So the nice thing is keeping the awakening mechanic, which is a great thing, and the combo mechanic, which is actually really good as well. So we're keeping that in there to keep with the new fusion game. And then we've got some bits about the card type. So at the moment in the Dragon Ball Super Card Game Masters, we've recently got a new card type. So currently we have the three original ones being leader, leader card, battle card, and extra card. And then as we went through, if I went further on, we then got introduced to a new card type, which was unisons. So if you probably the only difference for a different card game would be Planeswalkers from Magic. That's the nearest example. So we had that. They got a special area and special rules for them. And then after that, that's when they started going to blocks and they did the Unison Warrior block. They did the Unison Warrior block focusing on unisons. That went a little bit longer because of COVID. And then we went into the new block where we have the Zenkai block, where we now have a Z deck, which probably the closest way to describe that is a extra deck, like in Yu-Gi-Oh! And you get a 7 card deck that has your Z cards, and in that we start off with Z leaders and Z battle cards, and now we've gone to the point where we now have Z extra cards. So that is a good 7 card types, being leader, battle, extra, unison, Z leader, Z battle, and Z extra. We might even get Z unisons potentially. That'd be cool. It's crazy how we have multicolor Z cards, like Z battle cards, and well, I haven't seen a Z extra yet, but he's got multicolor Z battle cards. But we haven't had multicolor unisons, which you would expect it to have that. And we had multicolor battle cards so early on in the game. It's quite mad. But yeah, you build your deck using one leader. So you always got to have one leader. That's the backbone of your deck. You always have to have a leader. Your deck revolves around your leader. And then you got the other 2 cards that go in your main deck, being battle cards and extra cards. You can have between 50 and 60 cards for deck building, and you build it using the 3 types. And then we've got the victory conditions. So the way you can win is you start off by putting your leader down and your deck down, and then after you basically you start the game, decide who's going to go first, draw your hand, and by the looks of it, the there's a mulligan, and I think with the mulligan on this game, it's just mulligan your hand to the bottom, and then I think it's not sure what it would be for this. Oh well, it comes to that anyway. But then with the game, you start off by putting your leader down and putting your deck down, and you put your life down at some point as well. And with this, the card so the way to win is by either the attack your opponent's leader and reduce their life down to 0, so make your opponent take all their life, you start off with 8 life. Or the other way to win is to make your opponent have 0 cards in their deck, so mill them out so they've got no more cards in the deck. That's the victory conditions. There is a little video, I'm not going to really play it because I will put a link in the description to this. If people haven't seen it, they can go and check it out. But yeah, that is the base of the deck. I'll see if I can find more details about this. But then you got the video, and then when it come out as well, they got different. They got here's the products for it. So you start off with some starter decks, booster packs, and other stuff. I'm not sure what the other stuff is, but if we go to the starter deck, so the starter deck you get you start off with 4 in the beginning. So yeah, here we go. We got a bit of information saying that their release is in 16th February 2024. And you got 3 different decks. So you got one of them being a starter deck, Son Goku, so you get a Goku starter deck, and they contain a ready to play 15 card deck, an energy marker, because I think with energy marker, if you go second, you get energy marker as a one-off use energy if you go second. You also get a play sheet. It's like kind of like how to play, and you're a play map, so you can know what the zones are, and an alternative design card pack. I think it's like we sometimes get in the normal Dragon Ball card game where when you buy a starter you get an extra pack in them. They've had it with some, so I think that might be it. And then you also get there's also a Vegeta one, so they all got the same contents, just different. Well, they all got the same contents of what they come in, but they got different cards and stuff because they're different characters and different colors. So I think the Goku is the red. Goku is a red one, so you get a red Son Goku deck or a blue Vegeta deck, a green Broly deck, and a yellow Frieza deck. So that's the 4 decks you get. And then with the booster pack, you get, that's coming out on the 23rd of July, and the pre-release on the 16th. So when the star decks come out, you have a pre-release for the set as well. I think it's going to be like the One Piece one, was like super pre-release kind of thing, just that bit of text. And you got price for it and what the contents of the pack is. So each booster pack contains 12 cards, similar to a normal game, and each box contains 24 booster packs. And in the set, you got 140 different types in total. You got 8 different leaders, so 2 in each color, I would imagine. And 52 commons, 36 uncommons, 30 rares, 12 super rares, and 2 secret rares. Now, it's going to be interesting to know if the secret rares are similar to One Piece, where they're a lot easier to pull. Like you can pull a ton of secret rares in One Piece and Digimon because they have different ways to Dragon Ball. But they allow, yeah, because the difference is with One Piece and One Piece and Digimon, it's a lot easier to pull secret rares. You can pull like I think they're 1 a box or 1 every 2 boxes, something like that. And you can run as many copies, well, like up to the maximum number of copies. I think it's like four of them, 4 copies of a secret rare. But in Dragon Ball, you've got it so secret rares come with the tag Ultimate, meaning you can only have one copy of that card of a card with Ultimate in your deck. So meaning that you only need 1 secret rare, and you can only play 1 secret rare in your deck. So it'd be interesting to see if it's like that. But I think it's more going to be like the One Piece and Digimon ones, where you can play like 4 copies of a secret rare in your deck. That'd be a little bit easier to pull. So that'd be interesting. And the first set comes with 2 secret rares, which is different to the first set of Dragon Ball. It never had a secret rare. It wasn't until the second pack that they started introducing secret rares. So that's quite cool. And then you got other things. Like, so the other part is like other size official sleeves type A to D. So you can get 4 different sleeves on release, which might be like all based on the starter deck. So a set of Goku sleeves, Vegeta sleeves, Broly sleeves, and Frieza sleeves. Likely, that's probably a thing. And they contain 64 sleeves. And I don't know what they've got display. Oh yeah, display box. So when you get a box, it gets 12 packs of sleeves, I think, for each of them. So we got, and that's basically it for that. So if we go back, so that's all the product. And yeah, it's going to have a digital client coming out early 2024, so you can play online. Only PC according to this. So that's That's gonna be cool. Play online. So if you don't want to play the physical card game, you can play online. And they got some events. They got like a event. I'm not gonna really go into them, but they've got events on there as well. And stores. They got like about the pre-release event. So I quickly go on to that. So a pre-release event will happen on the 16th of February to the 22nd. And there'll be best of 1 matches. You just need 1 win because it's best of 1. 20 minutes, and then yeah, you get overtime. It's 3 additional turns up to 5 minutes. Then you got the application period and stuff like that. That's all that. And well, looks like they might be getting celebration events, which would be from February 23rd to the 15th of March. Same kind of format. And getting started is just how to apply for it and stuff like that. They got a special Q&A, and that's all we really have on the site. I don't know if they've got the about. Yeah, they don't have much else apart from that, like how to play, but it seems simple enough. I think I've seen somewhere about the mulligan being where you shuffle your deck back to your hand. Well, you shuffle no, sorry, not deck to hand. You shuffle your hand back into to the bottom of your deck, and I can't remember if it's you shuffle your deck, then draw a new hand once a game, or I can't remember if it's you put your hand to the bottom of the deck, and then draw a hand and shuffle your deck once a game, or if it's put the cards at the bottom of your deck, shuffle, and then draw a new hand. It's one of those. I know you do get a mulligan, but it's not like it's not like the normal Dragon Ball game where you can essentially select any number of cards from your hand to put to the bottom to put back in your deck, and then shuffle and draw a new hand, or draw up to the number of cards you put back. It's just it's all or nothing when it comes to the mulligan. But yeah, it's not as great as the one in Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball 1 is very, very good. So that seems to be it. I can't remember if there's any more information anywhere else, but that's the information I'm aware of for this. But yeah, it doesn't look that bad. It looks to be interesting. I know when it comes to February next year, I'm going to give it a try, because even if I don't want to play the card game physically, definitely going to be playing it if it's for free and stuff on the online play with games. And it doesn't look too bad because it looks like it's going back. It's no counter plays. That's another thing I've heard of, is that there's no counters. So there's no counter plays or counter attacks or counter counters. There's none of that. It's just swinging and comboing out. So it's like almost like the same as back in the day when there wasn't really much use of negates. Like the only there was the Whis coercion negate that might have been used, but outside that negates weren't used. Outside like maybe Flying Nimbus because it's a floodgate, which they might have floodgate effects, or maybe even choose counters at a later date. But it's going to be slightly at the beginning of the game, and the beginning of the game was actually quite fun until it got heavily complicated, along with kind of different kind of decks that were just stupid releases at the time. But yeah, it's a fun game. I don't think it's gonna kill the game. I know people are saying that like it'd get people into this game. They might move to Masters because Masters is a more advanced version, where this is more a beginner's version of getting into Dragon Ball. But I don't think it's gonna bring too many people in. It has the potential to. I'm not optimistical. Well, I'm yeah. I can't remember the word now. It could bring people in. Optimistic, that's it. I'm optimistic that it could bring people in, but either way, it's gonna be fun. And plus, to play it online, like there's no reason not to play it. You can play it for free, hopefully online. Play it there, or if you want to play the physical version, you could do that. But not sure if you need to play the physical version to play the game. But yeah, definitely gonna give it a try because I do love Dragon Ball, and that's why I got into the Dragon Ball Super Card Game Masters, because I just like Dragon Ball, my favorite franchise, and I'm gonna play their game. So I'm gonna keep playing Masters until it actually dies, and it's like wait again. But and I will play this as well because it just looks like a fun free game. And I play Pokemon Online, and that's fun just to play for free. So this is not gonna be the same. So that's it from me and what I think the fuss is with Fusion World. Thank you for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.